Have you ever found yourself standing in the kitchen, staring at the fridge, and wondering why you just don't feel quite like yourself lately? Maybe you've noticed your energy isn't what it used to be, or perhaps you're feeling a little more forgetful, a bit more tired, or even just not as steady on your feet. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. As we get older, our bodies change in ways that can be surprising, and sometimes those changes are trying to tell us something important, something we might be missing. Today, I want to talk with you about something that often goes unnoticed, even by the most health-conscious seniors: hidden signs of nutrient deficiency after 60. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I eat pretty well, I take my vitamins, I should be fine. But the truth is, even with the best intentions, our bodies can start to absorb nutrients differently as we age. Sometimes the signs are so subtle that we chalk them up to just getting older, when in reality, our bodies are quietly asking for a little extra help. So, let's have an honest conversation about this. In this video, we're going to uncover 4 hidden signs of nutrient deficiency that most seniors miss. My goal is to help you recognize these signs early, so you can take simple, practical steps to feel your best every single day. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80 and beyond, it's never too late to give your body what it needs to thrive. Let's start with something that might surprise you: feeling unusually tired. Even after a good night's sleep, we all have days when we feel a bit sluggish. But if you're finding that your energy just isn't bouncing back the way it used to, it could be more than just age catching up with you. Fatigue is one of the most common and most overlooked signs of nutrient deficiency in seniors. It's easy to blame it on a busy day, a restless night, or even the weather, but sometimes your body is quietly telling you it's running low on something essential. One of the main culprits here is iron. Yes, iron deficiency isn't just something that affects young women or children. It can sneak up on older adults too. As we age, our bodies may not absorb iron as efficiently, especially if we're taking certain medications or have digestive issues. If you're feeling tired all the time, getting winded more easily, or noticing that your skin looks a little paler than usual, it might be worth having your iron levels checked. But iron isn't the only nutrient that can leave you feeling drained. Low levels of vitamin B12 can also sap your energy, and this is especially common in people over 60. B12 helps your body make red blood cells and keeps your nerves healthy. But as we get older, our stomachs produce less of the acid needed to absorb it from food. If you're feeling foggy, weak, or just not as sharp as you used to be, B12 could be playing a role. Now, I know it can be tempting to just reach for another cup of coffee or push through the tiredness, but your body deserves better than that. If you're noticing these changes, talk to your doctor about checking your iron and B12 levels. Sometimes a simple blood test and a few tweaks to your diet or supplements can make a world of difference. And remember, it's not about chasing the energy you had at 20, it's about feeling vibrant and alive at every age. Let's move on to another sign that often gets brushed aside: changes in your skin, hair, or nails. Have you noticed your skin feeling drier than usual? Or maybe your hair seems thinner or more brittle? Maybe your nails are splitting or developing ridges that weren't there before. These changes can be easy to ignore, especially if you've always had problem skin, or if you just assume it's part of getting older. But your skin, hair, and nails are like little messengers giving you clues about what's happening inside your body. For example, dry, flaky skin can be a sign that you're not getting enough essential fatty acids like omega-3s. These healthy fats help keep your skin soft and supple, and they're also important for your heart and brain. If you're not eating much fish, walnuts, or flaxseed, you might be missing out. Thinning hair or hair that falls out more easily can sometimes point to low levels of zinc or biotin, both of which are important for healthy hair growth. And if your nails are becoming weak or developing strange lines, it could be a sign of low iron, calcium, or even protein. It's easy to reach for a fancy lotion or a new shampoo, but the real solution often starts from within. Try adding more healthy fats to your meals, maybe a sprinkle of chia seeds on your oatmeal, a handful of walnuts as a snack, or a piece of salmon for dinner. If you're worried about your hair or nails, talk to your doctor about checking your zinc and iron levels, and ask if a supplement might be right for you. Sometimes, just a few small changes can help you look and feel more like yourself again. Of course, it's not just about how you look on the outside. Sometimes, nutrient deficiencies show up in ways that are much harder to spot, like changes in your mood or memory. Have you ever found yourself feeling a little more down than usual, or maybe struggling to remember names or appointments? It's easy to blame these things on stress or aging, but they can also be signs that your brain isn't getting the nutrients it needs to function at its best. Low levels of vitamin D, for example, have been linked to feelings of sadness or depression, especially in older adults. If you're spending more time indoors or live in a place with less sunshine, you might not be getting enough. Omega-3 fatty acids, which we talked about earlier, are also important for brain health and mood. And don't forget about B vitamins, especially B6, B12, and folate, which help keep your mind sharp and your spirits high. If you're noticing changes in your mood or memory, don't brush them off. Try to spend a little more time outside each day, even if it's just a short walk or sitting by a sunny window. Add more brain-boosting foods to your meals, like leafy greens, eggs, and fatty fish. And if you're still feeling off, talk to your doctor about checking your vitamin D and B vitamin levels. Sometimes the answer is simpler than you think. Now that we've talked about how nutrient deficiencies can show up as fatigue, changes in your skin, hair, and nails, and even shifts in your mood or memory, let's keep going. There's another hidden sign that many seniors miss, and it's one that can have a big impact on your daily life, and that's changes in your balance or muscle strength. Have you ever noticed yourself feeling a little unsteady when you get up from a chair? Or maybe you've caught yourself reaching for the wall or a piece of furniture just to steady your steps. Maybe you've even had a close call with a stumble or a fall that left you feeling a bit shaken. It's easy to think, well, I'm just getting older, that's normal. But sometimes these changes are your body's way of waving a little red flag, letting you know it needs more support. One of the most common reasons for this is a lack of vitamin D and calcium. These two nutrients work together to keep your bones strong and your muscles working the way they should. As we age, our bodies don't absorb calcium as well, and we often spend less time in the sun, which means we're not making as much vitamin D. Without enough of these nutrients, your bones can become weaker and your muscles might not respond as quickly as they used to. That's when you start to notice those little wobbles or that feeling of weakness when you try to lift something you used to handle with ease. But it's not just about bones and muscles. Magnesium is another key player here, and it's one that often gets overlooked. Magnesium helps your muscles contract and relax properly, and it also supports your nerves. If you're low on magnesium, you might notice more muscle cramps, twitches, or even restless legs at night. Sometimes, people even describe a feeling of heaviness in their arms or legs, or a sense that their body just isn't moving the way it used to. So, what can you do about it? First, take a look at your diet. Are you getting enough dairy, leafy greens, nuts, and seeds? These foods are packed with calcium and magnesium. If you're not a big fan of milk or cheese, try adding a handful of almonds or a serving of spinach to your meals. For vitamin D, spending a little time in the sun each day can help. But sometimes, especially if you live in a place with long winters or you're mostly indoors, a supplement might be necessary. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement, just to make sure it's right for you. And don't forget about movement. Gentle exercises like walking, tai chi, or even chair yoga can help keep your muscles strong and your balance steady. If you're worried about falling, ask your doctor or a physical therapist for some simple balance exercises you can do at home. Remember, it's not about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about giving your body the support it needs to stay strong and steady. Now, let's talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: changes in your appetite or digestion. Have you ever noticed that you just don't feel as hungry as you used to, or maybe certain foods don't sit as well with you anymore? Maybe you've lost a little weight without trying, or you're dealing with more bloating, constipation, or even heartburn. These changes can be frustrating, and it's easy to brush them off as just another part of aging. But sometimes, they're actually signs that your body isn't getting or absorbing the nutrients it needs. As we get older, our sense of taste and smell can change, which can make food less appealing. Medications can also play a big role, sometimes causing dry mouth, nausea, or changes in digestion. And if you have dental issues like missing teeth or dentures that don't fit quite right, eating certain foods can become a real challenge. All of these things can add up, making it harder to get enough protein, fiber, and other important nutrients. Protein is especially important after 60 because it helps maintain your muscle mass and keeps your immune system strong. If you're not eating enough, you might notice that you're losing muscle, feeling weaker, or taking longer to recover from illness or injury. Fiber is another big one. It keeps your digestion moving smoothly and helps prevent constipation, which is a common complaint among seniors. If you're struggling with appetite or digestion, try eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day instead of 3 big ones. Focus on soft, easy-to-chew foods. If you have dental issues, things like scrambled eggs, yogurt, or well-cooked vegetables. Add a little extra flavor with herbs and spices to make meals more appealing. And don't forget to drink plenty of water, since dehydration can sneak up on you and make digestion even harder. If you're still having trouble, don't be afraid to ask for help. A registered dietitian can work with you to create a meal plan that fits your needs and preferences, and your doctor can check for any underlying issues that might be affecting your appetite or digestion. Sometimes, just a few small changes can make eating enjoyable again and help you get the nutrients your body needs to stay healthy and strong. As we've talked about these hidden signs, fatigue, changes in your skin and hair, balance and muscle strength, and appetite or digestion, it's clear that our bodies are always communicating with us, even if the messages are a little subtle. The good news is, once you know what to look for, you can take action. You don't have to accept feeling tired, weak, or off as just part of getting older. There are real practical steps you can take to support your health and feel your best. Let's keep this conversation going, because there's one more hidden sign that's especially important for seniors to watch for. And it's something that can affect your quality of life in ways you might not expect. And that's changes in your immune system and how often you seem to catch colds, infections, or just feel under the weather. Maybe you've noticed that you're getting sick more often than you used to, or it takes longer to bounce back from a simple cold. Perhaps you've had a few more trips to the doctor for things like urinary tract infections, or you find that small cuts and scrapes just don't heal as quickly as they once did. It's easy to chalk these things up to aging, but your immune system is another area where hidden nutrient deficiencies can quietly make a big difference. Zinc is one of the most important nutrients for a healthy immune system, and it's one that many seniors don't get enough of. As we age, our bodies don't absorb zinc as efficiently, and if your diet is low in foods like lean meats, beans, nuts, or whole grains, you might be running low without even realizing it. When your zinc levels are low, your body has a harder time fighting off infections, and you might notice that you're just not as resilient as you used to be. Vitamin C is another key player. Most people know it's important for fighting colds, but it also helps your body heal wounds and keeps your skin healthy, which is your first line of defense against germs. If you're finding that you're getting sick more often, or you're just not bouncing back the way you used to, it might be time to take a closer look at your diet. Try adding more zinc-rich foods, like a handful of pumpkin seeds on your salad, a serving of beans in your soup, or a little extra chicken or turkey at dinner. For vitamin C, citrus fruits are great, but so are bell peppers, strawberries, and even broccoli. If you're not a big fan of fruits and veggies, talk to your doctor about whether a supplement might be right for you. It's not just about what you eat, either. Getting enough sleep, managing stress, and staying active play a role in keeping your immune system strong. But nutrition is the foundation, and sometimes just a few small changes can help you feel stronger and more resilient. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground today, and it might feel a little overwhelming to think about all these different nutrients and how they affect your body. But here's the good news. You don't have to make big dramatic changes overnight. Small, steady steps are the key. Maybe you start by adding an extra serving of vegetables to your dinner, or you take a short walk in the sunshine each morning. Maybe you try a new recipe with salmon or beans, or you ask your doctor to check your vitamin levels at your next appointment. Every little bit helps, and over time those small changes can add up to a big difference in how you feel. It's also important to remember that everyone's body is different. What works for your friend or neighbor might not be exactly what you need, and that's okay. The most important thing is to listen to your body and pay attention to the signals it's sending you. If you notice changes in your energy, your skin, your balance, your appetite, or how often you get sick, don't ignore them. These are your body's way of asking for a little extra care, and you're not alone on this journey. There are so many resources out there: doctors, dietitians, community centers, even online groups where you can find support ask questions, and share your experiences. Sometimes, just talking with someone who understands what you're going through can make all the difference. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a little encouragement. Getting older doesn't mean you have to accept feeling tired, weak, or unwell. Your body is capable of amazing things, and with the right care, you can feel vibrant and strong at any age. It's never too late to make a change, and every step you take is a step toward better health and more joyful living. If you've noticed any of these hidden signs in your own life, I'd love to hear about it. What changes have you made that helped you feel better? What questions do you still have? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your story might just inspire someone else who's watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We're building a community of people who want to live their best lives after 60, and your support means the world to me. Remember, small changes can make a big difference, and you deserve to feel your best every single day. Here's to living your healthiest, happiest life, no matter your age. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.